Welcome to Build Vision Studio. Today I'm excited to take you through the process of designing a house in Autodesk Revit and then exporting it for stunning visualizations using 3ds Max or Blender. If you're an architect, designer, or even a hobbyist, this video is for you. We'll start by building our house model in Revit, and then we'll move into 3ds Max and Blender to bring our design to life with high quality renders. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So we're going to create a new Revit model, and we have two options here: Imperial Multidiscipline and Metric Multidiscipline. I will select Imperial for this tutorial. So let's select that and press OK. Okay, so here we have our viewport, and we're going to insert an image to use as a template for our project. So let's go into the Insert tab and import an image to our viewport. Now we're going to adjust the size and use this to draw our floor plan. Let's check the dimensions to see if this size suits us. Now let's select a wall in the Architecture tab, and we're going to draw our walls along this image. Now we have various options to select from. If you go to the location line, you can select how your line will be drawn. Then you can just drag a line to create your wall. The other option is the wall center line. This is used to create the wall from the center of the line. However, if you start drawing the line from the edge of the wall, you will not get an accurate representation of how the wall will fall on the drawing. So you can either select another option so you can get to match how the wall is. Every single option you see here can be used to draw the wall in different ways. So play around with these and you can see what suits you. Okay, so now I'll be drawing the exterior walls and the interior walls so we can finish our floor plan. So just do that and let's get cracking. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm just doing a quick floor plan. It's not like one-to-one accurate to the drawing because this is just a template I'm showing you. So we can export this to 3ds Max and Blender, and I'll show you how to get a really good render from this plan. Because the reason for this is, right, when you're dealing with like clients who want to do construction, for example, you might have a person or a client who wants to build a home or build a business, they would need a floor plan. So this is usually the first step you do before taking it into the 3D visualization process. Because a lot of tutorials mostly teach you about 3D visualization, but they don't teach you about the technical part of the architectural side or engineering side of this. So this is why I started off with Revit before we head to 3ds Max. So now we will go to the Annotate tab to select the dimension line to measure our drawing. Dimensions are an important step to plan drawing because it shows the client the size of the building they will be constructing or working with. This is a crucial step to any project because without dimensions, you will not know what size of building or how big the building should be. So this is very important. So now let's go into the 3D view. Let's go to this house icon and click on it. As you can see, our 3D view is currently in a different shade called Hidden Line. You can press and hold Shift and middle mouse button to rotate the house. You can use the scroll wheel to zoom in. Now let's go to the bottom and change your view type to shaded. Now you can see what the house plan looks like when it is shaded. Okay, so now let's go into the elevations to see an elevated side view of the house model. Let's go into the eastern elevation. Now you can see two lines running across the screen. One is L2 at 12 feet and the other is L1 at 0 feet. These are called levels, and they help to control the height of objects in our viewport. Now for us to make the entire house a height of 12 feet, we have to constrain it to a level. Our walls are currently taller than 12 feet. So in order to change the level, we select all the walls and go to the top constraint. And this will constrain the top of our walls to the level it's assigned to. So let's select level 2. Now you can see the top of our walls have moved to 12 feet in height. Now let's go back to our 3D view to look at it. As you can see, all the walls have been adjusted to 12 feet in height. Levels are very important because they help to control the height of objects in our viewport. Now let's go back to the plan view and go into the architecture tab and select roof. We will select roof by footprint to draw our roof. I will select no for now to show you what happens. Let's select the line tool and draw the outline of our roof. Now let's select the Finish Edit Mode tick to complete the roof. Now you can see the roof has been completed and Revit has given us an outline of the roof. Let's go to the 3D view to see how it looks like. So you can see the roof is currently constrained to level 1 base level, which is 0 foot. So for us to carry it to the top of the building, we have to change our base level from L1 to L2. Now we can see the roof is placed where it should be. This is why levels are important in Revit, because it makes our models easier to control by using them. If I wanted these walls to be higher, or the roof to be higher, all I have to do is change the levels and everything will be automatically changed without me having to edit each object one by one. Okay, let's change this patio. I will delete the front face and bring the walls inward. Let's go into the plan view to do this better. I will leave the walls a bit out, just for design purposes. Now let's select a floor in the Structure tab and draw the floor for the patio using the square selection. Now we have created a floor for the patio, and make sure the base level is at L1. Let's see what it looks like in the 3D view. So now we have created the front part of our patio. However, we will not modify it anymore. We can always continue designing it in Blender when the time comes, since those software have more easier to use creative tools than Revit. Now let's go back to the plan view and unhide our image. When we click on this icon below, you will see all the hidden items show up. And when we deselect it, the image disappears. Now let's select it again. And we're going to right click, unhide in view, and select elements. Then we deselect the icon and our image will now be a part of our viewport again. Now let's create our windows and we're going to select the size we want in the Properties tab. Revit has custom window sizes. However, you can always create your own and place it in the viewport. So let's select the 36" by 48" window size and use this for our walls. Now let's place the windows to our desired location. Make sure you place the windows in areas that actually need one. Treat it like a real project. For example, the closet and the toilet area does not need any huge windows, since these are private areas and you don't want strangers peeking inside your private space. Now let's go to the Architecture tab and select Doors, which is right next to Windows. Now let's place a door right at the entrance. However, I would like to add a larger door at the entrance. So let's select a double passage door and place it on the plan. Now for the internal doors, we will use a standard single door. Let's go to the Properties tab to select that. Let's select the 30" by 84" single door and place it on the plan. Now this door will be used for the entire house inside, which would include the bedrooms, washrooms, and closet. Now let's go to our 3D view and see how this looks. As you can see, we added the doors and the windows and the house looks more complete right now. However, we have some issues here with our windows. Notice the windows at the living area are overlapping. That is because they are placed too close to each other. And notice how some of the windows have the brown side of the frame on the exterior face and the white side of the frame on the interior. We have to flip these windows to the right direction so the white frame faces the exterior. Some of them are already on the correct side. However, for the ones that are not, we will fix them. Okay, so let's go back to the plan view to fix the windows. Let's hide the background image so we can see our plan view better. Let's fix the overlapping windows first by moving them away from each other. Now you can see they look much better. Now let's flip the windows to face the right direction. You see how this looks? The white side has to face the exterior, while the brown side needs to face inside the building. Because the window sill for this type of window, which is that extruded wooden frame at the bottom, is usually outside the building and not inside. Hence why the white part needs to face outside. However, there are some windows with sills on the inside and outside. However, for this one, it's on the outside. Now to flip this, you need to select the window and then click on the icon that looks like two arrows next to each other, pointing in opposite directions. Once we do that for all the windows, it'll fix our problem. The basic flat house plan is now complete, concluding the first part of this tutorial. In the next session, we will guide you on how to export this file and bring it into Blender. We will use Blender to improve the house's appearance, making it more appealing for your clients. This will include texturing, placing it in an environmental setting, adding lighting, and applying textures to the building. So see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.